I went live over on the other place first, and then we made some cloud dough for the kids, and now they're having a snack on their tablet. So I want to go over the ads really quick while I have a second, and what I wrote down for things that I want to purchase this week, and they may be similar in your area. I am in Southern California, so the best prices for me are either Aldi or Walmart. So I'm going to be going over the Aldi ad, and then also the Albertsons Vons. This is also a Safeway brand. So a lot of the produce is in, if it's in season, it'll be on sale. And so I'm going to just talk about the things that really get me excited for meal planning and things like that. So the first thing I want to talk about is the Aldi ad, and I see this awesome deal on the Fresh Family chicken breast pack. It's $1.65 a pound and limit 2. And that one is my favorite buy of the week that's coming up, starts tomorrow, because you just don't see prices like that on chicken breasts, and it's boneless, skinless. So I'm definitely gonna be taking advantage of this one. I already wrote it down. So what I do is I put everything in my weekly meal planner when I'm looking at the ads. So I put a link to this in the description as well. It just has some inventory sheets in the front, so I don't double buy things. So I just make sure I keep inventory. And then 52 weeks of the meal planning. So it's got Monday through Sunday, and then the grocery list here, and then some notes pages in the back. And it lasts about a year, and it's about $10. So that's on Amazon if you want to buy it, or you could just use a piece of paper. I used to do that, but this just keeps me a little bit more focused. So when I'm at the store, I can see what I'm making also. So I'm like, oh, right, okay, I just need this ingredient or that. So anyway, I already wrote down chicken breast, $1.65. I'm going to be getting the maximum for that one because I can separate them and put them into smaller portions. And that's what I usually do, is I don't buy meat when it's full price. I buy it when it's on sale and then just save it in the freezer. So that's why I'm so excited about this first one. Next is strawberries for $1.49 a pound. So I would definitely take advantage of that one. And 29 cents a pound for the white onions. That's a really good deal. So onions last forever. So definitely, if you're going to be shopping and you use onions in cooking, I highly recommend getting like 5 to 10 pounds even. I mean, you could get a ton because even if they sprout, you can put them in the ground and they'll grow more onions too. So that's something to think about. And they just last forever in a cool, dark place. And then garlic is 69 cents for a 3-pack of garlic. So it's an excellent deal on garlic. And again, that lasts forever too, so you could get a couple. And mushrooms are $1.29 for an 8-ounce package, 65 cents for iceberg lettuce. That is a great deal. And poblanos are 89 cents too. So there are just a ton of things to work with already just on this front page. And that's not even including what we'll walk in and see, when I get there tomorrow when I go shopping. But I definitely would think if you have a really limited budget this week, you could still even spend $20. It's probably gonna be less than that though, because it says limit 2. So it'll probably be like $10 on the chicken, and you get a bunch of chicken, and then you can use the onions and the garlic to cook, the mushrooms. What is it? It's not working. Yeah, that one's not working. You have to go back. And you could make like wraps with the lettuce. You've got the lettuce wraps. You could make a nice summer salad with the iceberg lettuce. And then, excuse me, mushrooms are really good in a salad too. Or you could make like a pasta, like a fettuccine alfredo with chicken and mushrooms. You can use the onions for that and the garlic. There's just all kinds of possibilities with just what's on the front page there. Let's see. What else did they have that I liked? Don't forget, they do have these awesome little bags of pasta. These are around the area where the beans are usually in the store, like the pinto beans, the dried ones. They're 29 cents, and it's a 7-ounce package of pasta. So you could get like shells or elbows, different kinds of pasta shapes that they have, but it's much, much cheaper if you're buying it this way than if you were to buy, like a pound of pasta usually. Sometimes a pound is cheaper, a pound of pasta, but you just have to kind of compare the prices and see. But oftentimes if I just have to make like a soup and I just need a couple cups of pasta, I'll buy just that 29-cent thing. It's like such a great deal. It's good to have on hand too. Now in the value aisle, some people don't like the value aisle, but I'm just gonna talk about it really quick because some people love it. The people that love it, they love it. So they're having some more back to school things. I see some character backpacks for $14.99. Some slip-on shoes with cars and princesses for $8.99. I'm sure they'll have other characters too. Then they have a lot of office essentials. So like an office chair and some organization things. They have a 2-pack of folding bins, 2 for $4.99. That's a really good deal. Usually it's $10 anywhere else you go. But the one thing that I'm absolutely going to grab this week in the value aisle is this stick vacuum. It's only $29.99 and it comes with accessories. I think this one's gonna fly off the shelf, and I think it's worth the price to just try it and see how it goes, because I have a lot of hardwood floor downstairs and 2 long-haired dogs. So I'd like something a little bit easier to just sort of like take off the wall and clean up, you know, some of the quick crumbs. So I'm super excited to give that a try. They also have a pet hair broom set. This gets like, it looks like it's a rubber broom, so you can just like sweep your stairs with this, and this gets like the dog hair off. But it comes with another small broom and dustpan for $9.99, so that's a fun little extra thing. And by the way, if you have a cat, that's a great deal for a cat tree, $20. When we had a cat trees were like his favorite thing. So I definitely think that would be totally worth it. And they even have a collapsible pet pen here for $14.99. Some really good deals. So I wrote down the chicken breast, strawberries, the iceberg lettuce, and the mushrooms for me because I've already purchased onions, and I bought like 5 pounds. I'm gonna write down, I might buy the onions. Let me write it down. So again, what I do is I just write it down with the price here. So when I get there, I know exactly how much I'm supposed to be spending, and so I don't get the wrong size or the wrong price. And then that way I bring my pencil with me and write down how much I expect to pay at the register, so I know when I'm checking out, like, okay, good, I'm supposed to be under 50 or 30, and it really keeps me on budget. And if I add it up before I get to the register, I know if I have to put something back or if I have extra in the budget for like a snack food or something that I've had my eye on. So I definitely recommend writing things down before you head to the store. So Vons and Albertsons is the next one. It's a Safeway brand. I'm just gonna look at it really quickly, because I do see that they do have $3.99 each for the 1 pound package of the 85% Butterball ground turkey. So that's a pretty good deal. I don't necessarily think that this is a great deal. It is a 12 to 18 ounce package, so I guess that's a decent deal, $4.99. So normally you would get like a 6 ounce container of blueberries for like $2. So I mean, it's not a great deal, but it depends on if you're buying the raspberries or the blackberries, because raspberries tend to be a little bit more expensive. So you might see those like $3.99 for a tiny little, 6 ounce container. So if you're buying that, then yeah, it could be a really good deal. So check on that. $1.97 for the shredded cheese or sliced cheese, but keep in mind that at Aldi, this is always under $2 anyway, and you get a bigger package, you get a 12 ounce package. So again, when you're shopping, this one's 6 to 8 ounces, and if you're going to Aldi and you're getting it for less than $2 all the time, even when it's not on sale, and it's more that you're getting for your money, like why even go to this particular store for that? This used to be a good deal in my mind until Aldi came to town. So if you don't have an Aldi, Walmart may have similar prices too. And most of the prices are available on the app or the website. You just put in your zip code or pick your location and it will pop up all the prices so you can see before you go. And that's the big thing that I do, is I'll plan my trip in advance and know, okay, this is the store I'm going to, this is what I'm buying, this is how much I'm spending, and this is my budget for the week, and that's that. I do not go shopping multiple times a week most of the time. Today we did make a special trip to Target because I had to return something, and then I decided to let the kids pick out a couple of treats for back to school for next week. So the thing is though, those pre-packaged snacks, like we got fruit snacks, they were organic, so a little more expensive. But we got that, and then like Annie's snack mix, but it's like $6 each for the stuff. Like if you made stuff like that at home, it would be just so much cheaper. So that's one reason why I don't buy as many snack foods. But Aldi has helped us kind of stretch that budget a bit more. And certain weeks I'll put in like $10 for snack foods, and we will be able to pick out some fun things like couple chips or cookies or something like that. But for the most part, I buy fresh ingredients each week just to go with whatever's in my freezer, because I do stock up like the like this week's deal at Aldi. They've got the $1.60, what was it? $1.65 a pound for the chicken breast. So that's what's in my freezer right now, and I will still be picking this up because it lasts a long time. I use my food saver to separate them into like 1 to 1.5 pound portions. And somebody mentioned the other day a recipe that I posted. I had 1 large chicken breast for 4 adults to make pita pockets, and they said, is that enough? And for me, in our house, We try to use meat more as a garnish, and that really saves a lot of money because we can get protein in other ways. Like we made tzatziki, that was with yogurt, and so that has some protein in it. And I made a special garlic sauce, and if you put feta cheese on there, that's more protein. And so you're adding a lot of things. Plus, we packed a ton of veggies in there, so we did not feel like we missed out. We were very full afterwards. And so for us, using meat as a garnish is just how we do things here. I just could not imagine buying like 5 pounds of meat for each meal. I feel like that's probably a big deal with the budget. And cheeses are usually less expensive. You can also lean on beans if you can eat those. Beans are great. A lot of things like pastas nowadays, a lot of those are fortified and have like protein in them too, so you can look at the box. I made a pasta the other day with Aldi brand penne, and it had 7 grams of protein or something like that in a serving. So that's a lot of protein. And so you don't necessarily need to eat an entire steak or a whole chicken breast for one person. I try to keep it like under, like 3 ounces or 4 ounces per person. I think that's plenty. So that's just me though. I mean, you can always double the recipes and still get a pretty good on your budget by buying things on sale. So right now I have ground turkey, ground beef, and chicken breasts in my freezer. So that's what I have to work with. And so I'll go in with, let's say, probably like $25 or $30. Well, actually, I'm going to see how much the chicken breast costs because it comes in a family pack. So depending on that, so it's probably going to be around $30 for my budget for tomorrow when I go grocery shopping. And I'll know, okay, I don't want to go over that amount. And if I have any wiggle room, I'll know in advance, But that and like avoiding the juices and the sodas for the most part, except for like on special occasions. Those are really expensive, and just like all the prepackaged snack foods are usually pretty expensive. But Aldi is better. It's better pricing on a lot of that stuff. So you can still kind of splurge here and there. But if you're really on a tight budget, you want to focus on like finding the meats when they're on sale and buying as much as you can within your budget, freezing those in portions so you can use them later, and then only focusing on mostly fresh ingredients, milk, eggs, butter, all the produce, and you should be able to stay under like $50 a week if you just focus on that, depending on your family size. I would say if you're just a family of 4, and that doesn't include like growing teenagers, that's a whole nother thing. So if that's your household, I can understand needing more, a bigger budget for that. Maybe $100 a week would be fine for that. Careful, honey, you're pulling that. Careful. That's what I think $100 a week would be okay for growing teenagers, but it really depends on how many you have in the house. So the things I'm thinking, I actually don't have a plan for dinners this week. So if you have any recommendations, let me know. I'm going to check the comments really quick. And, one of the comments says, Albertson says milk for $2.79 a gallon. That is true. I did not point that out. That's right here. So they do have the gallon of milk and then the 18-count eggs as well for $2.97. And last week, they also had an additional $1 off for the eggs. So that was $1.97 for an 18-count. And I actually did take advantage of that. Plus they had, or it was 2 weeks ago, I think. And they also had the 2-pound packages of cheese for $6, which is a good deal. So I did take advantage of a couple of those things. And they do have a few things. Also, the 50-cent sale they're still doing. I almost forgot. I think I just got off topic. But they have the 50-cent sale again going on at Vons Albertsons. And so they have like frozen vegetables, canned beans, pasta, all for 50 cents. You just have to buy 10 or more, mix and match. And then Kraft mac and cheese right now, I know for a fact on my Ibotta app, if you don't have Ibotta, definitely try it out. I think you get $10. I'll put something in the description after I post this, but you get $10 after submitting just your first receipt, and it's dollars back, not points or whatever. So right now, I just saw this morning that Kraft mac and cheese is 10 cents back per box. I think it's up to 5. So you could buy 5 of these for 50 cents each minus, the 10 cents each, so it would be 40 cents each. So that would already be like awesome. And then you could go take advantage of some of these canned things that are non-perishable and some pasta. That's what I would do if I was taking advantage of this and stocking up my pantry, is I would definitely just stick to the canned foods, dry foods, a couple of these mac and cheeses. Those are really great in a pinch. You can add canned chicken or canned tuna to this to really stretch it, add some veggies, broccoli, peas, whatever you got. And then I would also grab some frozen veggies because these are really great. They don't usually add any sodium or anything to them too, so I definitely recommend doing that. So there's a lot of options though. So, you know, if you like ice cream, they have ice cream. If you need like quick meals, although it's much, much cheaper still just to make your own burritos. But you know, lots of options. And just check Ibotta, because if it's a name brand thing, it may have cash back, and every penny counts. So, you know, for me, I've definitely saved hundreds by just checking Ibotta, especially if I'm shopping in a place like Target or Vons, Albertsons. A lot of those things you get cash back. It's pretty frequent. So don't miss out on all those little dollars and cents. They really add up. And for me, I don't like putting my bank information anywhere, so I just get like a gift card. They have Starbucks, Amazon, Target. I think they have Target, Walmart, and all that. Usually it'll list it in your area what's available to you. But that's what I usually do. Let's see, what other comments? Oh, you were just mentioning the 50-cent sale. I'm reading that now. Yeah, that's like, it's amazing. It's such a good deal. And then you buy little noodles at Aldi and beans for 99 cents. They don't have like beans for 99 cents at our Aldi unless it's canned beans. I think it's $2.39 or something for dried pinto beans. But I think they have great northern, like the white beans. I think those might be 99 cents. I'll have to check when I go. Let's see, Sheila. I'm reading your comment. With the onions, you chop and freeze with bell pepper, and it's great in the winter for spaghetti sauce. You could make like your own seasoning blend. That is such a good idea. Why didn't I think about that? Oh, I love that. And if you freeze the bell peppers and the onions together, you could really easily make like a potatoes O'Brien or something like that, because you know, chop your potatoes really finely and then just add some of that in. Oh my gosh, it would be a super delicious breakfast too. I love that. And spaghetti sauce with that, that's great. I need to do that. I just found a few recipes that I want to try for canning salsa. I've never canned before, and so I'm nervous, but I went to Winco the other day because I was in that area, and they had canning supplies that were not a bad deal. It was better than Amazon prices. So I went ahead and picked up the canning supplies because I didn't have like a funnel or, you know, certain things. So I was like, all right. And then the jars I didn't have on hand. So I went ahead and grabbed those. And then my aunt, she's apparently very, very good at preserving things. She's like an expert. So I messaged her as well, got some details about how you have to use like a tried and true recipe because of the way, if you're canning it and storing it in dry storage and all that. So I'm a little nervous because I'm weird about like things being, not having like too much bacteria. I don't like food poisoning. So if you have any tips or tricks, leave them in the comments. I really want to take advantage of all of the harvest that I have this year. Let me just show you really quickly how many tomatoes I have on my counter. And I used 2 pounds of tomatoes yesterday, 2 days ago, to make salsa. But over here, my little produce corner. So I've got, look at these beefsteak tomatoes. Aren't those beautiful? So I always pick them when they're green and starting to turn orange, and then they just ripen on the counter. You just want to make sure that when you store them, oops, sorry guys. When you store them, you want to put them down with the stem downward, because they actually ripen better that way. If you leave them this way, they won't ripen properly. So that's my little tip. This one is ready. This one's over ready. I forgot. I put this one in the fridge when it was completely ripe, and I forgot about it. So I have to eat this one today. It's a little bit soft, but it'll be fine for cooking. So I don't want to, this is from my parents' farm. Not really their farm, their backyard. But they have some giant lemons, and I always take lemons with me. I'm lucky. My lemon tree is finally producing, but it won't be ready till like December or January. So let me see, should I run outside and show you all the garden? I know I did a garden update. It's gonna be ready for you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. So if you wanna see a full garden tour, you can feel free to check that out tomorrow. So I did a few updates with that. Let me see if I have any tomatoes to pick. Let's see. So this one, I might lose you. Okay, so this one here, it's kind of wonky, but it's a good, this is a good color to go ahead and pick and just let it ripen on the counter. I haven't noticed any difference in flavor. I think it's just as sweet, and I give my tomatoes away too to family and friends, and they all love them. So I haven't noticed any difference. But here's my other beefsteak here, and like look how big these tomatoes are. crazy. And then I built this trellis. I show y'all tomorrow in my vlog. That'll be ready again tomorrow, but you can check that out, how I put that together. And it was actually much easier than I thought it was going to be. And then I have like 18 jalapenos on my 2 little jalapeno plants over here. And I already picked, I think, 10 or something like that. And I found a few new caterpillar friends. I don't have any on my tomatoes yet, I don't think. But I'm expecting them because we always have hornworms. What else? I think that's it though. So I will have a budget-friendly meal plan going up, I think Saturday or Sunday. Sorry, let's go in my house. I think it's for $35. So that should be ready. Yes, baby, what is that? Oh yeah, go back and see if it's ready. That should be up Saturday or Sunday with all the recipes on my blog as well. So I'm working on that. And I think it's $35, and I'm going to see how many dinners I can make with $35. So stay tuned for that. And I'm tired. I need to go garden a little bit. It's kind of hot out, but I also need to start dinner. I have 1 or 2 more dinners to make on this next meal plan. If you have any suggestions for this week's meals using what I have on hand and what I'm gonna buy or what you're making, let me know in the comments. And I think that's it. Yeah. So I will talk to y'all soon, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for joining me.